Okay, so this is Assassin's Creed Odyssey running on a 3.4 gigahertz Intel Core i7 6700 with 16 gigs of RAM and a 4 gig NVIDIA Geforce GTX 980 video card. So taking a look at our settings, we're running at 1080p resolution. And I do have it running on the medium preset. I like my wide field of view. So at the frame rate that we are running, there's a bunch of different things you can do. If you wanted, you could go up to 1440p and have a very playable experience. If you're not as picky about frame rate, which I have said it before and I'll say it again, these types of games typically look good at surprisingly low frame rates. If it's holding 30 steady, as in you're not constantly dropping lower, you could get away with 30. Absolutely 30 would be playable. I've seen lower, like in the upper to mid 20s actually. If you're not that picky, because these are typically not super high action games. Now I'm happy with the way it looks at medium, and so at the moment I'm enjoying the decent frame rate. But like, let's take a look at. So let's up it to 1440. See if it'll let me do that. And again, it's still very playable. We're still holding a acceptable frame rate. But I do contend, put it back at 1080. I do contend that this machine is a 1080p gaming experience. There are some games you're going to be able to push beyond that, but as just for general consistency across the board, I'm going to say this is a 1080p experience machine. You really, like, it's not bad to have a 1080p experience. Like, everybody seems to think now, oh, it has to be 4K, it has to be 1440. On a budget gaming machine, which is what this is, I'm probably going to sell this for $300. You might be here because I posted the ad, and I had this video on the ad. This is a budget gaming experience, and 1080p is appropriate for a budget gaming experience. Heck, some people are still only happy with the frame rate out of 1080p on some of the higher end cards. So, you know. But I do think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a good example of a modern game that's old enough, though, that some of these lower end machines can run it and produce a good experience. But again, it's also modern enough that it doesn't have a totally outdated look to it, so it still looks like a modern game for the class of game, for the genre of game that it is. It's still a modern looking game. Here, let's go kill some Greeks. Get some action going and see how it looks. Ooh, do I still got it? I think I'm running at high difficulty level. I could be wrong, though. Let's see. What are we doing here? What do we got? Options. Let's see. I don't even... Gameplay. There we go. What am I at? Normal? Difficulty normal. Okay. I don't normally run at an extremely high difficulty level when I'm demoing, just because of the fact that I'm not really making these videos to demo my my skill at the game. I'm really making these videos more for to demo the hardware. So yeah, I don't typically run at high difficulty levels. It's just it's not what we're here for. We got more of these guys? More of these Romans? Come on. Okay, so even at... Let's do this. Finish a bunch of them off. So even at a fairly high action level, it's still maintaining a very solid frame rate. So it's definitely, we definitely got a solid 1080p experience here. So anyway, I hope you guys found this interesting, and a look at one of these fun, older but still modern games that you can run on something like this. And oh, and it is worth mentioning, I didn't mention, if you're still watching, it is running off of a hard drive as well. So a lot of people think that, oh, you got to have an SSD. The games that I have pre-installed here, because I didn't want to use up the SSD from my buyer with a bunch of this pre-installed stuff. They can put what they want on the SSD. But these games that I preloaded are all running off of a probably I would characterize it as a fairly high performance 500 gig Seagate Barracuda drive. So just for reference. Anyway, thanks for watching the video.